On this episode of China Uncensored, why women in China are becoming rice bunnies. Welcome back to China Uncensored. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. Thursday, March 8th was International Women's Day. It was originally a socialist holiday popularized in the Soviet Union. Now, it's an official holiday in China, where women get half a day off work so they can have afternoon tea at the Ritz-Carlton in Shanghai. And do lots of online shopping. Vladimir Lenin would be so proud. I bet he's looking down right now from communist heaven and... oh wait, never mind. In the past, China has celebrated International Women's Day in some unique ways, like having a one-handed bra undoing contest, which really seems more like something that should be done to celebrate International Teenage Boys Day. But that was 2 years ago. Today, as the Me Too movement against sexual harassment is making waves across the globe, have things changed for women in China? For more on this, we go to China Uncensored's resident Chinese woman, Shelley Jong. Shelley.
Thanks, Chris.
So, Shelley, have you seen improvements in how women are treated in China on International Women's Day?
Oh, definitely, Chris. Just take a look at this page from Tmall, China's biggest online shopping site. In Chinese, it says, March 8th, Queen's Day, #Live Your Girl Power. Isn't that amazing?
That's your example of how things are getting better?
Hey, last year it said #Live Your Beauty and had a woman staring lovingly at a shoe. So I'd say that girl power is better.
That's not what I had in mind. What about the Me Too movement to raise awareness about sexual harassment? Is that having an impact at all?
Yes, sort of. Me Too made a splash in China earlier this year when a Chinese woman named Luo Xixi posted a story online about how she was studying under a famous professor named Chen Xiaowu. She said he tried to coerce her into having sex with him. He only stopped when she told him that she was a virgin. More women also accused Chen, and even state-run media started reporting on the story. Chen was eventually fired.
Wow, I'm surprised it actually worked. Does this mean the Me Too movement is growing in China?
No. It's complicated. More women started sharing stories online of being harassed by their college professors, but soon the words Me Too started getting censored online.
So now it's censored?
No, it's complicated. Chinese women started using the #RiceBunny instead because those words sound like Me Too in Chinese. And you can still find articles on the Chinese internet that discuss the Me Too movement.
Wait a minute. Why would the Chinese Communist Party allow reporting on this, but then censor it, and then not censor it?
Well, it's a way of staying in control. They start off by letting people talk about sexual harassment, and they're even okay with action being taken in isolated cases, like Chen getting fired. But then when it gets too popular, they censor it. It's a warning to people that this topic is getting too sensitive. But they don't want to completely cut off all discussion of it because then people would notice that they can't talk about it.
That is so complicated. What is even the point of doing that?
Two things. One, they want to make people think that authorities are doing something about the issue. When state-run media talked about Chen being fired, they emphasized that the quick response and strong stance of the Chinese authorities won applause from the public.
But then they go and censor it. So doesn't that make it look like they're not really doing something about it?
Yes, but the censorship is important for point number 2. The Communist Party doesn't want grassroots movements to get too popular. They care way more about social control than really exposing sexual harassment in China, especially if it involves exposing Chinese officials. So when people start petitions about the issue, well, those have to be censored. And whatever discussion is happening is also only happening online. Like 3 years ago, there were 5 women who were arrested for, get this, planning to pass out stickers on International Women's Day about sexual harassment on public transit.
Wait, they were arrested for planning to pass out stickers?
Yeah, they didn't even get to actually pass out the stickers. They were arrested ahead of time, and then accused of being foreign spies. You know, the usual.
So what I'm getting from this is that things are not getting better for women in China.
To be fair, the fact that the conversation is happening at all is better than it was. But as to whether there will be any change when it comes to sexual harassment in China, that will take a lot longer. Take the anti-sexual harassment law that was passed in 2005. It just says, sexual harassment against women is banned. The victim shall be entitled to complain to the entity or to the relevant organs. So you can complain, but the law doesn't say what will be done after your complaint.
So the anti-sexual harassment law is just a suggestion?
Practically speaking, yes.
And is sexual harassment against men banned?
Oh, wow. Huh, that's a good point. Let's pick this up on International Men's Day.
Thanks, Shelley. So what do you think about International Women's Day? Leave your comments below. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time. I know, you watch China Uncensored because you're hungry for knowledge. But I also know you get hungry for food. Well, now you can take care of both. Thrive Life delivers ready-to-go meals with gluten-free, organic, and GMO-free options to your doorstep. But it's freeze-dried, so it won't go bad. And if you order through the link below, Thrive Life gives us a commission. So help support this show that feeds your knowledge by feeding your belly. Click the link in the description below.